Good afternoon and welcome to this Senedd plenary meeting. The first item this afternoon is questions to the Minister for Climate Change, and the first question is from Irranca-Davies.
What steps is the Minister taking to improve biodiversity in the rivers of Wales?
I am committed to improving biodiversity in Welsh rivers through tackling poor water quality. This includes reducing phosphate pollution and improving river habitats for migratory fish through the Rivers for Life project. Following the biodiversity deep dive, I am also working with stakeholders to identify catchment-scale solutions to drive water quality improvements.
OK, I'd better declare my interest here as the Atlantic salmon champion, but biodiversity in our rivers is intrinsically tied up with issues of pollution, and the causes of pollution in our rivers are myriad, and resolving the problem will require a myriad of coordinated approaches, which I'm sure the Minister will want to see taken forward by the Wales Better River Quality Task Force. Agricultural pollution from nitrates and slurry runoff, combined sewage overflows and Victorian pipework now routinely, daily discharge an effluent as we face increasing storm surges, phosphates from poorly managed construction projects and more. Every river and watercourse is different, and every package of solutions must also be different. So, Minister, can I ask you how and when you'll regularly update the Senedd on progress in line with the Water Environment Water Framework Directive England and Wales Regulations 2017, but also, and specifically, how you'll work with and ultimately compel all stakeholders to play their part in effort and investment in cleaning up our rivers and river catchments, restoring the richness of our biodiversity, including the salmon and the suin, which two of us here in the Senedd champion.
I should also say, of course, I'm the native oyster champion, which requires good, clean water to be able to thrive as well. But it's a very important question, Hugh, and thank you for asking it. As you know, the Better River Quality Task Force has been established to evaluate the current approach to the management and regulation of overflows in Wales and to set out detailed plans to drive rapid change and improvement. The task force has a Welsh Government, NRW, water companies, industry stakeholders providing independent advice to the task force and offering insight. Back in July, they published a storm overflows roadmap for Wales, setting out clear objectives and measurable outcomes for delivering improvements to overflow management for the immediate through to the longer term. And as you've referenced as well, the 3 river basin management plans in Wales, which were produced under the Water Environment Water Framework Directive England and Wales Regulations 2017, have all now been published, which demonstrate the improvement, demonstrate the progress that has been made in improving water quality throughout Wales. But there are many reasons why some of our rivers are really failing to meet good status, and they're outlined in the plans along with the actions that need to be taken to reverse the decline. And as you absolutely rightly pointed out, all parties need to play their part. And I am absolutely determined that through fora like the Wales Water Management Forum, the SAC Rivers Oversight Group and the Better River Quality Task Force, we'll be able to work together to deliver the improvements we need to see. In terms of how will we compel them, well, we all know there's no single measure which will solve this problem. The First Minister held a summit, as you know, back in the summer. It's a follow-up summit happening in February. We asked each sector to stop pointing fingers at the other sectors and to come up with what they as a sector would be able to do to solve their part of the problem. Once we know what they are, then we can put in place the measures by which we can ensure that those sectors can indeed do what they've accepted and understood that they can do. And then we will have an action plan that I will be regularly updating the Senedd on, and that we can hold people's feet to the fire for ourselves and for NRW, but also for every other sector in Wales that's causing this problem.